everyone. Oh, I think that pretty much sums it up. Gotta Spencer gifts. Hey guys, what's up? I'm here to talk about the latest episode of The Office called The Boat. Now, I want to apologize first for not uploading a review on the last episode that aired, the Halloween episode. I apologize. I actually didn't watch it live because I just wasn't feeling well, and I actually ended up watching the episode on the NBC iPod app. So, yeah, I enjoyed it. It was okay. It wasn't my favorite Halloween episode. I think my favorite Halloween episode was Michael's Last Halloween from season 7. MacGruber! That was my favorite Halloween episode. I've watched that one so many times. I never get tired of it. But I loved Andy's costume. I thought he looked pretty hot, even though he was dressed up as a gay dude. And I loved when the acapella group or whatever thought he was Adam Lambert. I thought that was pretty funny, and my sister loves Adam Lambert, so yeah. But yeah, overall I thought the episode was okay. Not the best Halloween episode, but not the worst either. I don't know. It was good. Yeah. Okay, so Andy looked hot. That's all I really took away from the episode. And the Jim and Pam fight was kind of like, I don't know. But yeah, it wasn't as serious as I thought it was gonna be. But yeah, Pam was pretty mad. But yeah. Okay. Anyways, on to the boat episode. Okay. Okay, it starts off with Andy. We find out in the last week's episode that Andy's family has gone broke. I guess his dad spent all their money and took off or whatever, and his brother just became like an alcoholic and locked himself in the wine cellar or whatever, and apparently he was supposed to be in rehab, and later we discovered that he was actually just hiding out in the boat drunk and everything, and so yeah, I did not know Josh Groban was going to be on this episode. I actually saw the picture of him, an episode still of him in the episode, but I didn't know it was him because he looked different with like his hair all messed up and like stubble on his face. I didn't know that was him. He looked so different. But I was like, oh my god, when he stumbled out of there. And so yeah, Josh Groban did a pretty good job playing that kind of like loser in the episode. But yeah, and it turns out Andy just wanted to go on a trip with his brother so he could work on getting sober, and he wanted to feel like a man and like the captain of the ship, the boat, I mean. And so he negotiated with the guy who bought the boat and worked it out so he could like take a 3-week trip and sail it down to the Bahamas. And so yeah, and the only thing I found a little bit weird about that was that he didn't invite Erin. I thought that was maybe just like out of character a bit. I found it hard to believe that he didn't invite her. Just thought that was a given that he was going to invite her. But I know for the show he left on the boat because he had to go film The Hangover 3. I think it's still filming. It's been filming for a while. I don't know if they're done yet. But yeah, he had to go film The Hangover 3. So that's why he left on the boat for a 3-week trip. And yeah, I think the cast had a 2-week hiatus around the time he left as well, so maybe that's a total of like 5 weeks. I don't know how long it's taking them to film that movie, but so yeah, I do know next week Andy calls in via web chat, so I know he'll be on there like via web chat, but he probably just like filmed that ahead of time when he was there. So they can involve him in the show somehow, even though he's not really there filming during that week, you know? And this episode was directed by John Krasinski. I didn't know that until it aired and I saw his name and I was like, John Krasinski! So yeah, I loved that the whole entire office played a prank on Dwight. I loved it, and my favorite part of the episode, I think, was when Jim was like had his head on like this, and he was like grinning from ear to ear. He's like smiling so big and like laughing like that. He looked so giddy, and he was like a giddy schoolgirl. Like, his favorite pastime is playing pranks on Dwight, and the fact that the whole office was in on it with him, well, most of the office was in on it with him, it was just like hilarious, and he was just having the time of his life. Like, I don't think I've ever seen Jim Halpert happier, you know? And I loved when he went in, talked to Dwight and like shook him. He was like, what are you doing? And he like smiles at the camera really quick before he exits, and I was like, oh my god, it was the best thing ever. This is, I think, the funniest episode they've had this season. I really love the one where they were on the bus, but I think this one made me laugh the most this season so far, especially Kevin. Oh my gosh, him trying to keep Oscar's secret. priceless. Like, oh my god. And when she was like, when he dropped his, well, first of all, in the cold open, when he dropped his ice cream, then he went to go pick it up. Oscar's like, why? Oh my god, Kevin. Oh my god, Kevin cracks me up. He makes me laugh harder than any of the other characters on the show, I think. Yeah, he really cracks me up. And then when he was trying to keep it secret, and he was just like laughing because Angela kept saying all these sexual innuendos. She was like, this other guy is in the campaign is so dirty, but he's just trying to push back as hard as he can. And then, but the other night he just went, or he called in a little Mexican, and Kevin was like, I can't. Oh my god, that was hilarious. Oh my god, I was dying. And then again at the end, when he was able to keep his cool when Angela's husband showed up, but then he, at the end, he told the camera crew, he was like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot about Oscar. And then he's like, Oscar's having sex with the senator, and Angela's life is a complete sham. And he's like laughing so hard. Oh my god, that was amazing. I was dying. I could not watch him like film that talking, I could not watch him do that talking head without laughing and cracking up, because it's just hilarious. And I could just watch that over and over again. Her life is a complete sham. I loved that. Oh my gosh. And the summary for next week's episode, it says that Angela suspects that her husband is cheating on her. Gee, it's about time she got a clue. And she enlists Oscar to help her. Yeah, I'm curious to see how that turns out. If she actually indeed find out the truth, if she actually does find out the truth or not. And then, what else happened in this episode? Oh, Pete is kind of taking advantage of the fact that Andy is gone now, and he asked Aaron out to hang out with his guy friends at the, didn't play pool or whatever at the end, and she accepted, and I'm just like, oh, great. But yeah, Andy made a mistake by not inviting her on his little trip. I don't know, again, I found that, like, hard to believe that he wouldn't invite her. Like, I thought he was really in love with her. I mean, like, he hasn't really been showing it really lately. He's just kind of been a little self-involved, I think. Yeah, so we'll see where that goes, I guess. And he's not there the next few weeks, and we'll see what Pete does. So yeah, anything else? What else? I think that's about it. Dwight did not catch on to the prank at all. I thought he would figure it out eventually or something, but he never did. They got nervous when he called David Wallace, but it just, like, worked out, and it just kept going, and hilarious. And they all clapped when he came out, and then he took his shirt and his pants off, and so Kevin walks in there to get a snack, and, like, I guess he took his shirt and pants off, and I'm like, what the heck? And so yeah, and oh, Toby, and how he was talking about the Scranton Strangler, and how he's like, I put an innocent man on death row. Like, those words, like, stuck with me. I was like, I don't know, I'm really starting to suspect Toby as the Scranton Strangler. It's either him or Creed, I think. I used to think it was Mose, but I don't know anymore. I think it's most likely Creed or Toby, or D'Angelo. Will Ferrell's character, but I don't know if they'll bring him back. I don't know. But I would just love for it to be Toby. And then, like, if we found out, like, in one of the last episodes or, like, the series finale that it was Toby, and then cut to a cameo of Michael Scott saying, oh my god, I knew it! Or something like that, you know? That would be an amazing cameo, like, for Toby to, like, be arrested for being a Scranton Strangler, Michael being like, oh my god, best day ever, because Toby's going to jail, you know? Like, I can just imagine. That would be, like, amazing and totally rewarding. But, yeah, who knows? It could be Creed. He's totally a murderer. Like, I mean, come on. Like, there's been a murder, and you are a suspect. He's like, oh, okay, and he runs out. It's one of my favorite Creed moments, in the murder episode from season 6, and he drives off, yeah. So, yeah, Creed is, yeah, we don't know about him. He definitely could be the Scranton Strangler, so, who knows? Never know what that man is up to, but, yeah, okay, sorry for rambling a lot, but yeah. How many episodes have aired this season? 6? And how many? I think there's like less than 20 episodes left. Oh god. Here comes the depression. It's starting to set in. Yeah. I just don't know what I'm going to do when the show ends. Honestly, I just don't know what I'm going to do without Jim Halpert in my life. I just don't. I want a Jim Halpert spinoff. Like, I know the Dwight spinoff did not get picked up, so maybe there is hope for him and Angela. Who knows? But I really want a Jim Halpert spinoff, even though I know he has movie offers and other projects to do when the show ends. I just, like, I do not want to say goodbye to Jim Halpert. I love him so much. But yeah. Anyways, sorry for rambling again. Yeah, I think I'll end it here. I'm actually screen capping The Office right now for my Ed Helms fan site, ed-helms.net. And it's almost done, so I think it's time to turn this thing off. Alright, bye guys.